But again, I'd have to check that. So, second game underway. And it's Ryu Seung-min who gets off the blocks first. Focused.
At his best when he's playing that forehand from the backhand side, just the start that the former Olympic champion wanted. So quick on his feet. He gambles a little bit, goes round. But that's a superb forehand topspin from the backhand side. This time it's Ma Long who gets round, gets in with the strong forehand topspin. This time he goes on the diagonal. That's the beauty of Ma Long. You're not sure where the ball's going. Most, as you pointed out, Johnny, have been going down the line.
Forcing it maybe too much there, trying to seize the opportunity, maybe going for the winner too early. He knows that Ma Long is strong throughout the rallies, but still, maybe just doesn't need to force it as much.
Backhand to backhand, Ma Long will win 4 out of 5 points. Gave him a chance, did Ma Long. Went into the forehand with the smash. Ryu Seung-min almost made the counter topspin from away from the table. Would have been interesting. There's the one out wide. Look how close this one is. It hits the top of the net. It wasn't far from being a superb forehand topspin. 3-2. Ma Long with his second serve.
Two serves he did. Fast serves down the line there. Don, he's just broken Ryu Seung-min up a little bit. Imagine taking the risk to serve long topspin into Ryu Seung-min's forehand. Incredible. And the power.
Perfect tactics as well. It's the power and the technique that you mentioned, Johnny, but also the tactics. Forcing him to play backhands from the backhand side, then switching it out wide to the forehand. A well-constructed point again by Ma Long.
And again, look.
That is brutal table tennis. Both players throwing themselves into their forehand topspins. Ma Long, just look at the body action there.
Look how far his arm comes through as well. Fantastic, so that the racket can come back, waiting for the next shot. Completely committed. Is that 5 points on the trot now for Ma Long?
Ryu Seung-min won the first 2 points, led to 0. Ma Long now hitting a good run of points, a rich vein of form. Make that 6 consecutive points. Of course, now Yoon Nam Kyu has used the timeout. He used it well. Ryu Seung-min went on to win the first point, to win the first game following the timeout. But the last 6-7 points, we've seen a change in the momentum. It's very much now in favour of China, in favour of Ma Long. But Ma Long is having to dig deep. There's no question about that.
Beautiful smooth technique there on the backhand. Change of pace. He biffs it on the forehand. But in that occasion, watch from the other side. Beautiful control, placement. Dominating that rally. And although he didn't win that point, Ma Long, I just love the technique that you see time and time again coming out of China. Of course, probably due to the amount of hard work they do in training. But they're able to counter topspin from wide forehand, react very quickly, not content just to block it back, but reaction speed to keep themselves in rallies by playing counter topspins.
Again, Ryu Seung-min very nervous now about running round his backhand to play the forehand because he knows Ma Long is likely to go out wide to his forehand. So at the moment, Ma Long on top, but misread the spin. He thought there was backspin on the service. He came underneath the ball. He lifted what he thought was backspin. There was no backspin to lift. The ball pops up, and Ryu Seung-min, there he goes, launches himself into that rocket forehand topspin on the diagonal, clenches his fist, 8-4 now in favour of Ma Long. Interesting tactics from RYU Seung there. Very brave, the long push out wide to Ma Long's forehand, but Ma Long slightly off balance, but still, as you mentioned, Johnny, hours and hours of practice can still generate power when slightly off balance. 6 game points for Ma Long to level this first match at 1 game each.
Left 4-10.
That is RYU Seung at his best. Backhand to backhand, RYU Seung steps round, drills that forehand topspin down the line. 5-10. Again, just not quite reading the spin. There was backspin on the ball there, didn't quite lift sufficiently, but it's still China with 4 game points. 2 saved, 4 more remain. Ma Long now has the advantage of his serve.
Tremendous, tremendous.
Like shelling peas for RYU Seung, just stepping round. Just throws the kitchen sink into that forehand topspin. Absolute rocket. 10-7, 3 game points saved, 3 remain.
Left 10-7.
Remember, it was 10-4. It's now 10-7.
Left 10-7.
Nerves creeping in on the service. Bit jittery on the wrist. 2 let services. Ma Long wouldn't be nervous, would he?
There it is.
Table tennis he's played this week. Great play by RYU Seung though. Changing where he's top spinning. Forehand of Ma Long, backhand of Ma Long. Beautiful top spin again by RYU Seung. A nice receive by Ma Long, nice and short. Just drifted slightly off the table, but that's a difficult shot as we see in the replay. Fantastic ability to generate spin with a huge arcing arm and the pen hold wrist action in the forehand. Good start here by RYU Seung.
The return of serve was poor from RYU Seung. Misread the spin, came underneath it, and Ma Long dispenses that forehand topspin very efficiently, very effectively out wide to RYU Seung-min's forehand. All 3 points going with service so far. Ma Long now with his second serve. Excellent touch play. Hallmarks of a world-class player. When they can touch the ball very delicately over the net, they have the soft hand, they have the feeling, and then all of a sudden they explode with incredibly fast forehand topspins. Power, touch, fitness, many components to being a world-class player.
3-2.
Interesting serve there. Bit of a kicker. Exactly, came brushed up the back of the ball with an open racket. As soon as you see the open racket, the brain tells you it's backspin, but by brushing up the back of the ball, causes the ball to kick off the table with topspin. Don't see that serve very often these days.
Great how Ma Long's comfortable to play into RYU Seung-min's forehand. Obviously confident that he has the ability to counter topspin on the forehand and contain on the backhand side. RYU Seung-min just frowning a little bit there. Disappointed he couldn't convert that last topspin. 3-all.
RYU Seung-min there was gambling He was going round the backhand to play the forehand, but of course the ball doesn't come on the diagonal. We just have a look here. There he goes. He's gone round. He's committed himself. And Ma Long straight down the line on the parallel. Ma Long punches the air.
Is he just taking grip of this match now?
You just feel tactically that Ma Long, because he's equally as strong almost on the backhand as he is on the forehand, he's happy to take Ryu Seung-min on forehand to forehand topspin. Ryu Seung-min's weakness is, of course, his backhand from the backhand side. He compensates by trying to play forehands from the backhand side, but Ma Long's tactics are forcing him, as we see here straight away. He's having to play backhands. That's where he's weak. But, of course, he's still very, very dangerous. Fastest pair of feet in the game, possibly, and possibly one of the fastest forehand topspins in the world. So, still interesting, but I agree, Johnny. I just think now Ma Long is beginning to stamp his authority on this first match.
7-3.
Typical reaction from a player also there, Don, who's perhaps becoming a little bit frustrated if he is being dominated slightly now tactically. Always a little bit frustrating as a player when you get the sense that your opponent has sussed you out and you may not have anything else to offer. However, wonderful backhand topspin. Very difficult to do with the pen grip, but perhaps, as we see it again, oof, perhaps Ryu Seung-min just giving it all now, risking the odd shot to break Ma Long's momentum. Serving now at 7-4.
Again, that backhand just a little bit suspect at this highest level. And I don't like to be critical of a great player like Ryu Seung-min, but pop that backhand up in the air. See that again. Here he goes with the backhand, the ball just up in the air, mid-table, and then total commitment, total body action from Ma Long. 8-4. Looking for the banana flick, coming across and round the ball, following the arc of a banana, hence the name of the shot. It's a new development. Players coming across to the forehand side to return with the backhand and using this extra rotation of the wrist. Chinese players now, you serve short to the forehand, more often than not they come across and return with the backhand. Peter Korbel from the Czech Republic, attributed to developing the shot, and one that the Chinese have copied, developed, improved. But now Ma Long 9-5 in the lead.
Awesome play there from Ma Long. Not often we see him away from the table, but he looks as comfortable there, the 23-year-old, and the crowd reflecting their excitement now. 5 game points.
And